students, today I'll explain you the story The Midnight Visitor, written by Robert Arthur. This is a story of a detective named Ausable. About the writer, author. Robert J. Arthur Jr. was a writer of speculative fictions known for his work with the Mysterious Traveler radio series and for writing The Three Investigators, a series of young adult novels. Arthur was honored twice by Mystery Writers of America with an Edgar Award and the Best Radio Drama. In this story, there are three characters. First is Ausable. He is a secret agent who does not look like one at all, but shows great presence of mind to outwit another secret agent. Fowler. He is a young and romantic writer who is looking for some excitement in the company of a secret agent like Ausable. And the third one is Max, a rival secret agent who is fooled by Ausable and falls to his death. So students, now I'll explain you the entire story line by line. Ausable did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. So Fowler, he was a journalist or a writer who went to meet Ausable in his hotel. And what did he find there? He found that Ausable is not fit for as a secret agent. As I told you in the beginning that Ausable was a secret agent. So usually when we think about secret agent, we find that the secret agents, they must be tall, handsome, and a quick, active. But in place of that, when Fowler went to meet Mr. Ausable, he found something different. Following him down the musty corridor of a gloomy French hotel where Ausable had a room. So the Fowler was following to Ausable through the musty corridor. Musty means a very mold and we can say damp corridor of a gloomy French hotel. Of a gloomy means dull French hotel. He was following the Ausable through the very musty and damp corridor, dull French hotel where Ausable had a room, where Ausable was staying. Fowler felt let down. Let down means disappointed. The Fowler was disappointed. It was a small room because it was a small room as the Fowler expected that it must be a big room, a beautiful room on the 6th floor, and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. Scarcely means and hardly a place for any romantic adventure. Ausable was for one thing fat, very fat, and then there was his accent. Now here the author is describing the personality of Ausable, the detective, the secret agent. How was he looking? He was very fat, and then there was his accent. How was his accent? Though he spoke French and German passably. Although the Ausable could speak French and German in an okay way, just okay, not in a perfect way, he had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. 20 years back, Ausable shifted from Boston to Paris. So still he had the accent of American language. He could speak perfectly American accent. You are disappointed, Ausable said Weasley over his shoulder. Then Ausable said to Fowler that he had been disappointed. He was disappointed. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in espionage and danger. Espionage means spying. He said to him, you were told by the people that I was a secret agent, a spy agent who had been dealing with danger. You wish to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. He further said to Fowler that he wanted to meet him because he was a writer and he was young and romantic. He thought that meeting would be some romantic and excited. Envision mysterious figures in the night, the crack of pistols, drugs in the wine. You have imagined mysterious people would be in the night and there would be a sound of cracking by pistols, cracking sound of pistols, and the drugs in the wine. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man. Instead of that, instead of your expectation, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a carelessly dressed fat man. Sloppy means carelessly dressed. Instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark eyed beauties. Generally, students, what happen in movies, you might have seen the detectives, they keep on busy in meeting. And beautiful girls with the dark eyes slipped messages in their hands. But here, nothing was happening like that Fowler expected. Gets only a pathetic telephonic call making an appointment in his room. But here the Fowler was observing that Osable was taking an appointment in a simple call in his room. Prosaic means simple or ordinary. You have been bored, the fat man chuckled to him as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. Then again he said to Fowler that he had been bored. The fat man chuckled. Chuckled means he laughed. He laughed to himself and he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside and let his frustrated guest enter and give the space to the Fowler to get enter. Frustrated guest means the Fowler. You are disillusioned, Osable told him, but take cheer, my young friend. Then Osable said to Fowler, you are disappointed. Oswald told him, be happy, my young friend. Presently you will see a paper, a quite important paper, for which several men and women have risked their lives. Come to me. Then he said, now you will see a paper, very important paper, for which several men, many men and women, they would come to snatch that paper from Oswald. Someday soon that paper may well affect the course of history. In that thought is drama. Is there not? Then he told Osable that someday this paper is very important. It will change the history of the country. It would be very effective for the country. In that thought, is that drama or not? Then he asked to the Fowler whether he thought now it was a drama or not. As he spoke, Osable closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light. After saying that, they both entered in the room and they closed the door. Then he switched on the light. And as the light came on, when he switched on the light and the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. So Fowler had a first genuine thrill of the day because he was expected so many things, that he was going to meet an agent, that a spy, and something would be very dangerous and thrilling. But he was disappointed and he was bored. But this was the first genuine excitement of the day. So what was that excitement? For halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand, stood a man. So a man holding a small automatic pistol in his hand, standing halfway across the room. Osable blinked a few minutes. Osable confused for a few minutes. Max, he wheezed. He spoke in a whizzing sound. Max, you gave me a little start. I thought you were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? Then he asked to Max, what was he doing in his room? He's supposed to be in Berlin. Max was slender, a little less than tall. So Max was thin, he was not as tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty pointed countenance of a fox. With this feature, he was looking very clever, pointed countenance of a fox, and his features and his facial expression was like a fox. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. Menacing means dangerous. There was nothing dangerous in him except a pistol in his hand. The report, he murmured, the report that is being brought to you tonight, concerning some new missiles. The report, he murmured. He murmur means to say something in low voice. He asked in a low voice to Osable about the report. The report that was being brought to him that night concerning related with some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you. It will be safer in my hands than in yours. Then the Max was saying to Osable, then he wanted that report, and that report would be more safer in his hand rather than Osable. Osable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. Osable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily means forcefully. I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can get bet on it, he said grimly. He said in a depressing manner this time he would definitely have a fight with the management of the hotel. This is the second time in the month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of a balcony. He said that was the second time in a month that somebody had got into his room through a inconvenience of the balcony. Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. It was an ordinary window. Then Fowler was looking towards the single window of the room, and it was a simpler window against which now the night was pressing blackly, through which we can see the darkness of the night. Balcony, Max said, with the rising inflection. Max changed his tone, and in a questioning way, he asked to Osable, balcony? No, Apaski. No, Apaski. He said, I entered with a duplicate key. I did not know about the balcony. He said to Osable that he was not aware about any balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. Then Max said if I had known about the balcony, then he saved me from some trouble. It would be easy for